Hi, how are you, my audience? This is Espinglish Tube, and I am Tesfaye, or Mr. Tesfaye, you can say that. And today we are going to see the Ethiopian University English entrance exam, which is held on June 2014 in European calendar. And we're going to see the grammar part of this examination. We're going to have different kinds of questions with some explanations, and I want you to stay with me until the end. Let us come to the question number one. Well, let's begin from the first question. It said that I turned round to find a man blank, a knife at me. A point, B pointed, C pointers, D pointing. You try your best. I'll give you 10 seconds. Well, so what is your answer? Have you said D? You're right. Because this sentence needs gerund. So the gerund is D pointing. Let us come to the next one. It was agreed that the football match blank. A. Be postponed. B. Postpones. C. Postponed. D. Was postponed. You have 10 seconds. Try your best. Okay, what's your final answer? And why? If you have said D was postponed, you're right. Because the sentence is about passive voice. As you know, two voices are there, active and passive. This sentence is about passive, so we need to use the passive voice. And passive voice has got the structure of verb to be plus V3. First, as you can see, it was agreed also a passive. At the same time, the football match was postponed, also another voice. So D is correct. If you have said D, you are right. Okay, guys, we're coming to the next one. And all my friends wanted coffee, so I blank them some. A will make, B make, C could make, D made. You're going to have 10 seconds as usual. All right. What do you say for this? Have you said D? That's right. Uh, what? Because it is possible to use two verbs in a sentence. In this sentence, we do have two clauses, main clause and dependent clause, or independent or dependent clause. So the independent one or the main clause is formed with verb to, which is wanted, and the verb that we want to use in the dependent clause should be compatible to the first sentence, so within the main clause. Because of that, we have to choose the made one. All my friends wanted coffee, so I made it. I made it for them. That's why. Very easy. Those verbs should be compatible. Uh, the next one, I have searched all over and blank could it be found. Someone must have thrown it out. A. Nowhere. B. Everywhere. C. Anywhere. D. Somewhere. Okay, what is your answer? Have you said nowhere? You're right. If you've said nowhere, you're right because uh, someone has lost something and he has tried to find out, or he has to find, he has to, he just he has tried his best to get it back, but he couldn't find it. Everywhere. It's just searching. But no, nothing found. Because of that, we need to use the negative indicator, which is nowhere. Because he has tried to get his base, but he hasn't tried, he hasn't get it. He doesn't have a chance to get it. That's why. Because nowhere is the correct answer. I think you get it well. You understand these two questions well. If you want to have more, ask me. Okay, we're coming to the last three questions for today. And I hope you will visit us next summer. Blank. A, will you? B, won't you? C, don't you? D, are you? This is about question tag. And you try your base first. Okay, what do you say? As a question tag, as a rule, there is something. If the statement is positive, the question tag should be negative. And if the statement is negative, the question tag should be positive. It's not common, but most probably for statements, we need to use this one. There is also another rules. There are another rules for other kinds of sentences, but here we have uh, a statement, a positive statement. So we need to use a negative, a negative question tag. So within the statement, the verb given is will. The given verb is will, and we need to change the will into negative. So the answer is B, won't you. The negative form of will you is won't you. That's why we have to use won't you. Okay, what we're just coming to the next here is disheartening that the whole class is away to Lalibela. It means blank is coming for my birthday party. A, anybody. B, everybody. C, nobody. D, somebody. What do you say? Okay, what is your final answer then? What do you say? Uh-huh. So if you have said here, C, nobody, you are right. Because the sentence needs a negative thing. If everybody has lived some place, and if there is no anyone there, we have to say nobody. There is no anyone in the house. Is there anybody here? Nobody. Nobody. If there is no one who can open the door, that means nobody is in here. So C is the answer. And we're just coming to the last one for today. Neither your relatives nor you blank allowed to live at the moment. Things should clear up. A is BR, C B, D have. I'll give you 10 seconds as usual. I want you to try your best with some reasons. You have to be reasonable when you choose one of the choice from here. Okay? What do you use? Before I tell you what the answer is, let me just explain something. The question is about subject verb agreement. The subject must agree with the verb in number, and the verb should agree with the subject in numbers. That means the subject and the verb should agree in number. That means if the subject is singular, the verb should be singular. If the subject is plural, the verb should be plural. They must be compatible in number. So here we have two subjects in this sentence. These subjects are connected with neither nor. So what do you use? Which verb? What kind of verb you use? If two subjects are given here, they cannot consider it as one because they are not connected with a conjunction like and. So what do you use now? Fortunately, the two subjects, you relatives and you are plural verbs, fortunately. But what do you use, or how do you put, or which verb you use if the one is singular and the other is plural? Are you going to use the singular verb or the plural verb? And why? The easiest technique to handle this kind of question is it's better to focus on the subject which is closest to the verb. So even if two subjects are given here, the closest one is you. And you in nature, by nature, you is plural. Even if it's just singular, you takes plural verbs. So one of the plural verb from here is are. Are is the answer because it is a passive voice. Because uh, uh, neither your relatives nor you are allowed to live at the moment. Are allowed. Permission is not given to you. Even if have is followed by V3, but in this context we have to use are, the verb to be one, because the verb to be one because it's or the sentence is about passive voice. It try to say that permission is not given to you and you don't have to leave the place where you are. Because of that, it's better to say you are. This is all about for today, and I just want to say thank you for staying with me. If there is any comment, please write to me. Thank you very much.